Ooh, boy. I knew it. I knew this was going to be a shit show. I knew someone was going to fuck up. But I did not expect such a spectacular failure in all departments. So, strap in, f***ers, cause I am a nerd and I need to rant about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Roll that intro! Okay, so first off, if you're expecting me to use anything from the trailer, no. Just no. This video doesn't need to be hit with copyright strikes, even though it would be fair use. And even then, it doesn't deserve to grace my video screen. My thumbnail maybe, but not my screen. Next, before I go over what is wrong with this trailer, I'm gonna go over how this movie came to being because, holy fuzzy, it is weird. And sorry, I've been watching Steve Gaming again, and Dreams looks awesome, and mannerisms are all out of whack because accents. So, let's start by going back to 2013, where Sony Pictures got the film rights to Sonic the Hedgehog. A year later, on June 10th, 2014, a live-action film between Sony and Marza Animation Planet was announced for the Sonic property, and was to be produced under original film by way of Neil Moritz and Takashi Ito, with a script written by Evan Souser and Van Robichux. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name? I'm not sure. Anyway, the film was first said to be released in 2016. However, the CEO of Sega, Hajime Satomi, would later state in 2016 that the film had been delayed to 2018. This was because of internal directorial changes, with Blur Studios being added to the mix, bringing in Tom Miller and Jeff Fowler, with Fowler directing and both executive producing, working with a reworked version of the original story written between Patrick Casely, Josh Miller, and Oren Uziel? There's a lot of weird last names with these people. Then, in a strange turn that I happened to completely miss in the news and I didn't know about until the trailer dropped today, on October 2nd, 2017, Paramount Pictures acquired the rights to the film after it was put into turnaround by Sony, who had done so because they needed more money in order to, well, make the Emoji Movie. Great. The production team was still mostly the same, with a few minor changes, mostly a different makeup crew, a change in the lead special effects, and of course, now Paramount had total control over the film's direction. Then in February 2018, it was announced that the film had been delayed again to November 2019. Filming took place in Vancouver from July 24th, 2018 to the end of October 16th, 2018. Post-production, video effects, and the scenes starring Jim Carrey, which were shot in New York, all started after the October 16th end of film date. Post-production is still ongoing, however, it should be finished by the end of May, according to some individuals, where it will enter the final stages of cutting the film fully together and be placed into circulation for release in November. This final stage is supposedly going to be taking about 2 months, and has to go over multiple checks and all kinds of different things, so that's why we have the November date. If I remember correctly, it's November 4th or November 9th. I'm not going to take the time in order to double check or research that. Anyways, according to interviews with the production team, Sonic's design is a fusion of what we know him to look like in the video games, more human-ish features, that's their wording, not mine, and oddly enough, Ted from the films of the same name, which was used as a reference material for inserting a CG character into the real world. Tim Miller has admitted that Sega is, quote, not happy with the final design, and it has been stated that Sonic Team America is very pissed off with the final look of Sonic in this film, as it is not anything that close to what they were expecting. If they're going to be vocal about this on social media, I don't know, but honestly, I would like to see that. So now that we got through all of the backstory, let's get into my problems with this trailer specifically. First off, yeah, the design does not work for me. I can understand the fur, and I would honestly make the similar choice if I was directing this movie. But it's his silhouette that I take issue with. You see, for me, or at least for most people, characters have a certain shape to them that people expect, especially when it's a long time established character. The same issue actually came up in the marketing for Sonic Boom, of all things, where the silhouette of Knuckles was drastically different to what fans were used to up to that point. And we all know how much of a dumpster fire Sonic Boom is, so I'll let you guys all go ahead and assume where stances are on that. For me, Jim Carrey is alright-ish. I think he could have used a bigger mustache, nothing too ridiculous. It just needs to be longer, I guess, at least extending past the face. His first outfit that we see is all off. I do like that it has some internal red, and dressing in black is okay, but still. But it does seem that we will be getting a more super villainish character and closer to the main color scheme as we move on. I'm still wondering what direction they're taking in. The trailer isn't all entirely too clear. The lines from the trailer that we did get from him, I did get a chuckle out of me. However, that is more from Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey than it is the Eggman character that he is playing. Unlike most people saying of, oh, he's doing the typical Jim Carrey thing, I honestly don't see that. I kind of see him actually trying. It looks like he's having a ball with the actual role, so props for him and all the different stuff and at least giving it a shot. As for the shots with Sonic in this, I take a lot of issues with it. The one action shot that we get to the spin dash is okay. It could be better, maybe a little bit of different lighting or coloring on the actual render for it, and it would look a lot better. But as it is right now, it is okay. But that is the only praise I can give this. Tom Walakazi, which is the name of the cop, by the way, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right, just makes me think he is a more serious version of Dave from Alvin and the Chipmunks, and I mean those live-action movies, not the original animated series. Original animated series Dave is great. Live-action movies Dave is a shit show. So yeah, obviously there's that. And then my biggest gripe is the final shots of the trailer where we get this scene where it appears Sonic is in hyper time. Now, for those of you who have never watched Clock Stoppers, which is a much better film than this, and that's a damn Nickelodeon movie, hyper time is the idea where if one moves quick enough, it looks like the rest of the world is standing still. And it actually has its basis in Einstein's theory of relativity and is a really cool concept. Now, in Clock Stoppers, one enters hyper time by using a microparticle accelerator disguised as a watch. I know it sounds stupid, but they actually did a really well execution. Doesn't deserve the 29% on Rotten Tomatoes, but what do you expect? It's a kid's movie. So, in theory, what Sonic is doing here in these shots is vibrating his molecules fast enough to make it seem like the missiles aren't moving. However, touching the missiles to knock them out of the way in hyper time is a no. That is not how it works. They would explode on contact, and he would be dead. Honestly, this smells like someone saw Days of Future Past and said, let's do that scene in our movie, but totally botch it up and not understand that Sonic would still have to have some form of movement going on to cause this. Honestly, you could just have like either his body vibrating a little bit or anything like that. The actual step pacer joke, okay, I can understand that. It's supposed to be a kid's movie and it's marketed towards kids. To which case I still will say that it is the completely wrong demographic to be marketing this movie to because most of the Sonic the Hedgehog fanbase are not kids. That is all I can say there. Overall, I'm against where this film is going, and if Sega has dignity left, they should cancel this film and then make a fully in-house CGI movie in line with the Ratchet & Clank film that we got. Obviously, probably not as bad. I know there's still some people who complained about it. I happen to enjoy that movie, but I do recognize that there are some improvements that could be done, and I definitely wish that if the Sly Cooper movie is still happening, they at least learn from some of the mistakes they made in the Ratchet & Clank film for that, but that's a totally different topic. And, of course, I know they're not going to do that because of how much money has been spent on this film. It's like $26 million, if I remember correctly. I didn't actually note it down in any script or anything like that. And they are past the point of no return, which is a film thing that does happen. There are bits and pieces of where once you get into post-production for film and a lot of money has already been spent and you got a lot of the video effects already done, you can't really change anything. So because of that, you just have to continue with it, and best way I can put it is that we are going to get this movie no matter what. But hey, at least a guy can dream about possibly having that CGI film. As for my predictions, and just glancing on the like to dislike ratio, which somehow has 2,000 more likes than dislikes, to which case why, and note that's from me actually typing the script and recording this. I'm not sure where the numbers are at exactly, but all the comments are still giving it a hellfire, so yeah, that prediction around about 30% or less on Rotten Tomatoes. The film will not do well at all, the fans will burn it down, and we will never talk about it again. However, I could also see the more realistic thing of where the fans are going to hate it, but the general public is going to at least enjoy it. It's not going to garner for a sequel, though. And then Sonic Team will hate the film so much that they will take my in-house suggestion. I want to see that movie, damn it. Well, at least I can say it will be better than the CGI Mario movie being made by Illumination. And that's all I have to say about the Sonic the Hedgehog film up to this point. Am I going to be watching in theaters? No, probably not. I'm probably going to be waiting until it's available on rental for Redbox or Amazon, just so I can take the time in order to watch it after everything is blown over. If somehow, for whatever reason, Rotten Tomatoes is giving it more than 60%, I might go watch it, but that's a very heavy might. It could still have a chance in order to surprise me, but with how things are shaping up for it, my belief is that it's just going to totally bomb and fail, and the fan base will never talk about this movie again, because we'll probably get something even better, whether that be in-house or somebody actually does the CGI film at some point, or we actually take the time in order to finally get Sonic the Hedgehog 3 out, to which case, yeah, I'm still waiting on Sonic Adventure 3. I mean, come on. Oh, well. Anyways, yeah, that's all my thoughts on it, so go ahead and hop down to the comments down below. Let me know what you think of the trailer currently, or where you think that the actual direction for it is going, if there's any changes, or if you would want to see that CGI movie, and what plot would you want that movie to be. Personally, I would like a remake of Sonic 06 that gets rid of all the issues, because it at least had a really good story, and people seem to like Mephiles as a villain. Anyway, yeah, again, throw a like on this video if you're hating on the actual trailer. Throw a dislike on the trailer for me if you still hate the trailer. Seriously, we need to get that dislike much higher. It's super close. It's like 38k likes, 36k dislikes, last I checked. And then on top of that, just go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more crazy, weird content. This was not the video I had planned for today. I actually had a review planned for, but then the trailer dropped and I just had to do something because, you know, well, f*** it. And other than that, I think that's going to be it. So, yeah. Go ahead and do all the diddly-do, and until next time, this is Team Andrew 291, signing out.